Coach, you were 5-79 last year. Why the playoff talk?
Well, we made a couple of key trades, and we got the funk.
Oh, well, glory be, the funk's on me, Bob. Keep that funk alive. Keep that funk alive. Well, it's 1975, and we just be keeping the funk alive.
Aloha and hello out there, everybody. What's going on? This is Miho with the Too Close to Call podcast series, joined as always with my co-host Pags, and this is the 0 to 100 series where we are counting out the best athletes to wear the jersey number, as well as recently we've decided to go a little bit off script, and I think that that trend is going to continue today as well.
Well, we're out of the 30s. The 30s were good to us in the beginning and then literally gave us nothing to talk about in the later end. Had to pull out a 38 special albums for there. But, hey, we're here to the 40s. What comes to your head?
Absolutely nothing.
I had one pop out of my head, and it's just because I was watching NFL Network the other day, and I was like, oh, yeah, he did wear 40. Gale Sayers. Don't know much about him. Know that movie Brian song was about him. But other than that, good running back. No, his career was cut short.
Oh, okay.
But surely one of the best running backs to ever play the game.
Okay, let's see here. Pulling up Mr. Gale Sayers. Yes, indeed. Number 40. Went to Kansas. Oh, there you go. He's probably the best player ever to come out of Kansas. Rock Chalk Jayhawk there.
Him and Aqib Talib.
Yo, see, there you go. That's one more than I would have had, man. I didn't know anybody coming out of Kansas. And
Mario Chalmers.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, dude, the hardwood. We got JoJo, all the good stuff. But on the gridiron, man, they got Charlie Weiss. Is he still there, or did they finally fire him?
No. It's Les Miles now.
That's right. Les Miles going to turn around the Kansas program. How about that?
No, if anyone can do it, it's old Lessie.
Yeah, so Gale Sayers to the Chicago Bears in the first round, 4th overall in the 65 draft. In the NFL draft, however, check this shit out, dude. This was as long ago as he went to the Kansas City Chiefs in the first round, 5th overall as well in the AFL draft. So apparently there were 2 different drafts in 65, and he went 4th and 5th overall. I don't know how the hell that works.
Who in the AFL was like, no, I'm not picking him 4th. He's going 5th.
Yeah, who was the upset pick there? But any of our listeners who know more about the difference between the NFL and AFL draft back in the early 60s, hit up the hotline. Call in. Let us know what the hell we're missing there, because I know there was a merger of some sorts, but how'd you play in both leagues? Did they not play at the same time? What the hell happened?
Or did the players have to choose, like, are you going to the AFL or the NFL? We both drafted you. And I imagine both programs drafted the same players. So it'd be interesting to see how that all went about.
Seriously, man. And it looks like here he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1977. He was a 4-time Pro Bowler, a 5-time All-Pro. And like you mentioned, man, it was only 7 years that he was able to go. In the last 2 years, he only played in 2 games. So it was really only 5 full years for Mr. Sayers.
Gale Sayers, definitely a good guy. Great player on the field. So thought we'd give him some props here, even though we don't know much about him.
Do you know his nickname?
Sweetness?
That was Peyton. Come on, bro.
I know.
You're better than that.
I don't fucking know.
He was known as the Kansas Comet.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's from Pro Football Reference.
Running backs for Sweetness. So Jordan Howard this year. Sweetness.
Sweetness. Oh, shit. Okay, hey, while I was on the internet here looking at other 40s, one other gentleman popped up who I remember watching and enjoyed watching in the late 90s, kind of in the Jordan era on the other side of things, and that was Sean Kemp from the Seattle Supersonics, man. It looks like, scrolling down here on Basketball Reference, looks like he ended up in Cleveland and then Portland, but I certainly remember his time in Seattle from 1990 to 97. So when we were like 4, 5, or 6 starting to watch the NBA, he was the dude always jamming out in Seattle.
Oh, he played on the '96 Sonics team that went against the Bulls in the NBA Finals. I remember him from that. But my main memory of Sean Kemp is the most unstoppable duo in NBA Jams, because Jordan wasn't on NBA Jams because of some type of he was never on video games, Jordan, until later years. So Sean Kemp and Gary Payton, they were unstoppable in NBA Jams, close to Malone and Stockton in that game.
Those were the two West Coast teams, dude. And do you remember the Sixers? Who was it? We had Weatherspoon and
Sean Bradley.
And Bradley. Yeah, it was like, we got no chance against the Supersonics.
We're so screwed.
Hey, since we're on nicknames here, Basketball Reference, do you know Sean Kemp's nickname?
Oh, my God, I do, but I can't think of it right now. Once you say it, I'm going to know it, because Gary Payton was the glove. Fuck, what was Sean Kemp? What was it?
This one here shows Rain Man.
Yes, because they'd say it in NBA Jams. Dude, we got to bring NBA Jams back, because the NBA has turned into an NBA Jams type league with 2 stars in each program. So let's get it back. Let's create the game.
Let's get that 3-on-3 action back for the PS5 coming up. NBA Jams. He's heating up.
Oh man, he just
what was that? Boom shakalaka.
That, and let's bring back NBA Street.
Off the
easy
easy
until 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah, right. Who couldn't we beat? I remember we had to steal it 3 or 4 times.
Kobe, no, it was Steve Nash. We couldn't fucking steal it from Steve Nash.
We couldn't steal it 4 times and beat him. We'd beat him, but only steal it 3 times. It was like, come on, it should be good enough.
Oh man, that was some good times.
But hey, speaking of playing video games till 4 in the morning, since we're on number 40, we can't not discuss drinking 40s and Edwards 40 hands and all that comes with those 40-ounce malt liquor bottles that we used to drink that, God, dude, they taste terrible. Have you drank one of these recently? They're disgusting.
No, I have not. I will never put myself through that again. They taste freaking foul. But, man, did they get the job done when you were 17, 18, 19 years old.
They sure did, when you didn't have any better options. And I'm thinking here maybe for the Instagram, dude, we'll have to get a little 40 hands going for some football games in the fall. See what happens. See how long we can make it.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, right? Now we'll get that challenge going. The Edward 40-hand challenge of some sort. We'll have to kick the bottle caps off to get them off our hands. We'll have to jump up and kick them off or something like that. Since that's what everybody's doing nowadays.
What was your trick playing it? Because, there was no doubt in your mind that you were going to have to take a piss during that stretch of drinking them, whether you drank them really fast or not. It's a tricky-ass game to play because you either have your pants already unzipped and try to wiggle it out or whatever, or you just hold it, but that's brutal.
It was brutal, dude, and I got to be honest with you, I was never a winner in those games and those drinking faster the most and things like that. I could get away with some quarters, flip cup, beer pong, but the old, slap the bag and chug this or drink that, I was like, yeah, I'm out on this one. So the waterfalls and shit, I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna make it this entire time around.
Here's a good one for you. 2012, Flyers are in the NHL playoffs against the Penguins. I believe it was the game after they all had that big brawl where there was 7 or 8 different fights.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think the Flyers were going to close out the series that day. And me and another Flyers fan down at William & Mary and a couple of Pittsburgh fans got together and we decided to watch the game. And it was my great idea, let's put our money where our mouth is and let's play some Edward 40 hands during the second period. And Flyers are freaking crushing them, so everybody's happy. And we're like, all right, well, then let's see who the hell's going to win this between the Pittsburgh and the Philadelphia guys. Well, we're doing it. I finish. I rip my 40 hands off, waiting for the other Philadelphia guy. Pittsburgh fan in all Pittsburgh glory pukes all over my TV. It was an accurate depiction of how that game was going because the Flyers were just kicking ass. And
how do you
my buddy
puke all over the television and not make it to a sink or something, dude? Come on, man!
He was trying to chug it really fast.
On the
Trying
electronics?
to get the win. I respect it. He went for it all and had no idea when that trigger was going to get pulled. And man, did it ever get pulled. I think we were drinking Steel Reserves, which if you ever had a Steel Reserve, those things are deadly.
Pittsburgh's finest, man. I don't know. I was a fan of the Old English. Old English. Who was that?
Game. Doctor's Advocate album. Best album ever.
Yes. Dude, what was that? The documentary you said?
That was a Doctor's Advocate.
Oh, dude, both fire albums from the game.
Let's Ride was on there.
Yes.
Compton.
Yeah, now we're talking. But I like the Old English over the Colt 45s, man, for some reason.
Colt 45 and 2 zigzags, baby. That's all we need.
Right? I love how just like 90s rap was all about the 40s.
It was all about it. They had they had the Hurricane was another one.
Yes.
Those were, oh man, going back in the time machine right here. Do they even have them in I know in William and Mary they had them at gas stations and we would just grab them from the gas station. Those and those Mad Dogs, those things were freaking foul.
Oh, dude, it was bad, man. You had Mickey's Best or Best Mickey's or something like that, man. I know
they had
it was
the riddle on the top.
The one I never messed with was the King Cobra, the one with the snake on it. I was like, this is too intimidating. I don't want to deal with this. But dude, it was in pizza shops up here. You know what I mean? Like Campus Pizza or something like that. You could get them, or some local dive bar establishments with the 6-packs would have the 40s. And like you mentioned, dude, I know a couple establishments up where we grew up. It was a little bit easier to pull a couple of 40s out than it was to try to go to the beer distributor and get a 30 rack of something. So you'd pop in there, here's a little fake. Oh, I looked. All right, smell you later. 4 40s out. Do that 2 or 3 times, and voila, you got yourself a banger of a party in somebody's basement.
Hey, when you had little money but still wanted to get fucked up, 40s were the way to go.
You could get drunk as hell for the night, 2 40s, or maybe you and a buddy split 5. They're like $3-4 bucks a pop. It was $20, and you're like, ba-bang. But dude, that's where.
A nice little episode.
Yeah, man, and and there was another one where I'm cutting the grass the other day, and I'm like 40. I got nothing. I don't even know 40. Like Sean Kemp and Gail Sayer kind of came about as we were talking here, because there's no Phillies, no Flyers, no Eagles, and no Sixers, man. So if you're an up and comer, looks like you should pop on number 40 and give yourself a chance.
You need to just throw on this podcast, and you'll find a bunch of numbers where you want to get your number retired. Go out there and find them. Listen to those 0 to 100 podcasts.
Hey, all you listeners out there, do us a favor, okay? Pag shared one hell of a story about his best experience with Edward 40 hands and 40s. Now it's your guys' turn to call into the hotline and give us your best story, all right? The number is 484-238-0735. It goes right to a voicemail. Give us your name, where you're from, your best Edward 40 hand story or story buying 40s, underage, whatever it is. You don't have to share details, but 484-238-0735. We'll get some of those on the mailbag, take bag, pod, whatever the hell it's going to be. And I think some of those stories are going to make a lot of people laugh. So shoot us your best one and get yourself on the next episode here of Too Close to Call.
Or if you're uncomfortable, just put it as anonymous. Oh, man. Well, even better, share us some videos of you guys playing fucking Edward 40 hands on our social media accounts, Too Close to Call. Hit us up and let us know so we can all have a good laugh together. We'll talk to you guys next week with number 41. Later.
Peace.
Coach, you were 5-79 last year. Why the playoff talk?
Well, we made a couple of key trades, and we got the funk.
Oh, well, glory be, the funk's on me, Bob. Keep that funk alive. Keep that funk alive. Well, it's 1975, and we just be keeping the funk alive.